Good evening, Mr. Ross. How are you doing tonight?
I'm a little creeped out now. What was that?
My that was
That was
my
that was
that was my Boris Karloff Vincent Price introduction as I
okay.
tune the
Yeah,
lamp up a bit.
Vincent Price,
Excited to be here.
exactly. The creepy butler opening the door, like "Eek." Good to
I'm a
see you.
Michael
I
Jackson
haven't seen you.
fan.
I'm not digging the hat. I do not approve. I missed the
Not
headband,
the head.
but
Not the head.
that's it. I don't care about the hair. I just missed the headband. I like the look. Clint, I am on vacation. Vacation has officially begun. So bring it on. I'm ready.
So you're officially gone away to Porto Backyardo there in your kitchen. I see. When are you going away? Aren't you? Don't you have something like that coming up soon?
Tomorrow morning. We
Oh,
fly
see,
to Mexico in the morning.
shows how much I pay attention because we did talk about this yesterday. But yeah, for those of our viewers who think we chat every day, it hasn't worked
We
out
used
that
to.
way. Yeah, I've been kind of a jerk lately. We've been busy. I went to Indy this past week to PRI, which was a great time. Made some great connections and got some good business done there. So that was exciting for my first time there. What a show that is! If you've never been, we have an exciting show here tonight. If you see the rundown, I think does that say state shooter? I don't think he's a state shooter.
State.
Straight
State shooter.
it
That's
should
a,
be
you know
straight
what? It's
shooter.
close.
Scott
This
Kruger.
is the show where close enough is close enough.
Yes, it is. So, first up, share the show if you're watching. This is where Adam and I get together with some of our racing friends. We shoot the shit every week, and we're glad to have you with us. Earlier tonight, Adam, I put up some topics, and we got a whole sheet of them that everybody just started rhyming off things we should talk about tonight. We've got some great things to talk about, some important things to talk about, some exciting things to talk about. First off, Stuart Friesen has agreed to race the NASCAR Pinty Series on dirt race at Oshwegan Speedway, and you can get tickets and camping information right away all the time by going to npsondirt.com. But we worked out that deal at PRI with Stuart. As we talked about from the time this deal came about, obviously he was one of the favorites, a World of Outlaw winner at Oshwegan, the most recent winner of the truck race at Eldora, championship finalist from this area. I mean, the reasons to have Stuart Friesen at this race as a promoter is no, there's many. Thoughts on that, Adam? And I'll just bring up the press release and read it quickly here as you give me your thoughts on that.
Stuart Friesen is the real deal. Similar to the way Andrew Ranger is the real. To me, I see these two as the two drivers to beat coming into this race, and the similarities between these two, Clinton, are startling.
100%. It's going to be a great discussion. And when the head-to-heads come up on the Rivals next summer, that's going to be some wild pickings. Here's the release. It's scheduled to come out anytime after 9 p.m. It was scheduled to come out. We just got the okay to release it here on the show, so we are a bit rushed. And I know the media guys hate that, and I want to talk about that as well. So the biggest Canadian dirt track event of the summer just got even better. Canadian NASCAR star and dirt track ace Stuart Friesen has announced he will compete in the first ever NASCAR Pinty Series race on dirt at Oshwegan Speedway Tuesday, August 18th. Friesen will also compete in a 360 sprint car at the track's Northern Summer Nationals on August 17th and 18th as part of the show. And Friesen's no stranger to Oshwegan Speedway, arguably one of the most versatile race car drivers on the planet right now. Friesen has previously proven he can succeed behind the wheel of any car on asphalt or dirt. And 4 years ago, he showed us that when he became the first Canadian-born driver to win a World of Outlaws Series event when he beat the Outlaws at Oshwegan in July of 2015. This year, Friesen will also attempt to get the better of the talented cast of the 360 regulars at Oshwegan when he races at Kevin Lovey's prepared Glenn Steyer's racing sprint car with support from Oshwegan Speedway Racehorse. The 360 sprint cars will compete back-to-back nights with the Pinty Series headlining the week on the Tuesday. So super excited about that, and that's a big get for us, Adam, a big get for the Canadian fans. And Stuart's Pinty's ride, that full deal, I was in the middle of that a bit yesterday, and they're going to announce all their terms on their own, so we'll let them bring those to light. But the big point is, fans, buy your tickets. He's going to be there and competing hard. So it's awesome. And I don't think he's allowed to race many sprint cars, Adam. So we were that's one thing at PRI when we were hanging around having a couple of bubblies. I said to him, "Man, are you going to be able to race sprint cars?" And he said, "Yeah, that was great for us because I don't think he's been in much since he went NASCAR racing."
Yeah. Is Trip Bruce coming up with him?
Trip is planning to come up, and when we started talking to Stuart about what it would take, like obviously I knew we wanted, and so I started reaching out to Stuart, started putting him in touch with some of the available teams, and then after PRI, I guess he got chased down a few times at PRI, and by Monday morning I got a call and put him with the team yesterday, so that came together in short order. For when I talked to Stuart before that deal came together, he said, yeah, he'd probably bring Trip and his shock specialist from Integra, even though we knew they had a very tight shock package. He was just having the guy look at the stuff and see what we could do would be a good deal for them. So that's super exciting news for us. That brings us to say that again, Spencer.
We've got Scott.
Okay, perfect. Spencer, you know what? Are you able to chime into the live show with that? Because you can just cut us off live too if you can when we got these cues. Scott Kruder's with us, but Adam, bring him in, Spencer, and then we'll continue talking this discussion. Scott, welcome to the show. We've been trying to get him for a couple of weeks. Scott, can you hear us?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Good, man. Good.
All right. So that brings us, just hang tight there, Scott. So that brings us to the next discussion. Who else is going to be in this show, Adam? So I put out a discussion on Sunday just for shits and giggles, just to see what kind of names got thrown out there. And they've come from far and wide. So some of the notables and locals in 135 comments were Aaron Turkey, and feel free to stop me if you want to talk about any of these names I'm saying. Charlie Sandercock, Jake Hooker, J.R. Fitzpatrick,
Now you're talking the Pinty series, not the 360 portion of the show.
Correct. So
how about Scott Kruder? How about Scott Kruder in a Hoddick Racing entry? They'll race anything anywhere.
100%. McDeman, Pitts or Lettingham, Adam from our old days. An interesting name was Chris Raby, who I think he had a shot at this stuff before. Another one that was kind of not on the radar at all that we talked about, the Brown brothers. I mean, Doug Brown was a longtime cash car guy. Mitch Brown, Jake Brown. Another name that came out of the woodwork in the thread was Scott McPhail, Adam, who did a lot of dirt racing around here and pavement experience. Another one, Joey Ladistura reached out to me, said he's available. He wants to throw his hat in the ring. Billy Bleach locally, and then Matt Farnham and Scott Kruder were a couple other guys. And before we get back to Matt and Scott, a couple of the outside names that I heard was Steve Arpin and James Hinchcliffe. Adam would be a long shot too, but some interesting names, and it's great when everybody discusses and throws all those thoughts out there.
And the reason every one of those names is actually legitimate, Clint, is because the race is Monday and Tuesday night. I've actually had people send me messages saying, why Tuesday? Is this the right thing to do? Absolutely. It's the only thing to do. Now, it could be Wednesday, could be Monday, but those 3 days are money in the special event world.
And I can see some of the people from around the country who go to these other Pinty's races where maybe they don't have the pressure we have here. We have a lot of race pressure here. There's a lot of short tracks that race on the weekends, and Monday, Tuesday is the way to go. Let's not waste any time with Scott, though. Scott, the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals winner this year, voted by the Oshweekend panel at the banquet, the driver of the year for Oshweekend Speedway this year. Scott, can you still get in your helmet, or does the wife got to take care of that for you?
No, I try to stay humble. There's a lot of races out there that I'd really like to win. Being able to be the first local to win the Nationals is awesome, but we just take it one race at a time. So it's still really cool. Every time I watch the video, it's still that we pulled it off and we were able to. That's what we, the whole team. Trey gives us, me and Matt, really good equipment. Everybody at the shop puts in a lot of time trying to make the stuff the best that it can be. So, with the equipment that he gives us and how much time he spends, everybody holds each other to really high standards, and I'm really glad that we were able to do it.
Scott, how cool is it for a guy from Western New York who loves racing to be able to basically race 12 months out of the year? I want to talk a little bit of winter racing.
Yeah, so winter actually gets really busy and hectic for us because Trey builds a TQ midget that we compete in the area auto indoor series. So I'll be in Allentown, Pennsylvania, January 3rd and 4th. We won that race 2 years ago, finished second last year. So really enjoy going to Allentown. Hopefully we can pull it off this year. And then we'll get back and we'll load up and we're going to head to the Chili Bowl. So we got to be down in Oklahoma on the 11th. And then we'll be in Oklahoma from the 11th to the 19th. We get back and then we got to be in Atlantic City with the TQ Midget January 31st through February 2nd. So it'll be a big, January will be a very hectic month. I've been really busting butter here trying to get things taken care of at home because I'll be gone for almost 20 some days in January. That's busier than our outdoor schedule. So I really look forward to that. And then after we get back after January, we go out and race. I believe it's the dirt race in Trenton. And then after that, we have the TQ race in Syracuse. So yeah, the off season, there really is no off season when you do indoor racing.
Scott, how would you say that all this off-season racing helped your program in the previous years? Do you anticipate it's going to keep you a lot sharper than the other guys? Because seat time's so valuable in this deal. When the other guys are just getting up to speed, you've been polishing your knife all winter.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a big difference. The cool thing about the indoor stuff is I'm not an asphalt guy. The only asphalt or concrete stuff I ever do is the TQ midgets. I've never drove anything else on asphalt. So being a dirt guy and being able to win TQ on asphalt is pretty cool. It's a bull ring aggressive racing is really what I like. I'm getting better on bigger tracks. It's just but the aggressive elbows up bull ring racing is really what I love.
It's definitely aggressive bull ring racing. Clinton, what are you smirking about?
I'm smirking because not only is Allison Kruder bust our balls live on the live stream, she's busting Scott's balls in the message board right now as he's talking, saying, funny how can you remember when all these races are, but can't remember to put his dishes in the sink. Let's talk about your wife, Scott. Very passionate, ready to throw down for you and your honor whenever is needed. That's pretty cool that she supports all of this craziness, because most wives are like, okay, I'll put up with it from April till October, but you're ours in the wintertime. So especially with the young baby, talk about how cool that is to have that type of relationship at home.
No, it's awesome. She's probably more supportive of me than I am myself, because I'm very easygoing and laid back, and I don't really get fired up about anything or voice my opinion. I just kind of take care of things, and it is what it is. And she's we kind of even each other out because she's very vocal and voices her opinion all the time. And I told her tonight when she gets home from work, and I said, hey, don't forget, I got to go. I'm going to be on Race Rivals tonight at 9. And she goes, oh, I already commented that you should be. I was like, just jokingly, I'm like, all right, well, I guess. So yeah, it's she's great. She really, she puts up with a lot, especially with having the newborn. Well, not newborn, he's 10 and a half months now, but that'll be, it's a lot, being gone and having her take care of stuff. Not only do we have a baby, but we have 2 dogs and 3 horses. So there's a lot of stuff to do at home, but we make it work. This is, the first thing my mom said when she came over when I first met her was, I hope you like racing. So, and she stuck with it. So
that's good.
Those are a lot
good.
of mouths to feed. You better do some good winning down there. You put a lot of food on the troughs and the tables. But let's talk about the Chili Bowl quickly, Scott. How cool is it for a guy to be going to the Chili Bowl? I mean, no matter whether you're a NASCAR star, a Formula One star, a dirt guy from the local tracks, Chili Bowl is a big deal for everybody. Tell us about what that means to you.
Yeah, so for the last 5 or 6 years, I'm always like, this year it's happening. I'm doing the Chili Bowl this year. I'm doing the Chili Bowl. I don't care if I have to save all my pennies and rent a ride, but Trey's really good to me, and we found a car, and so it's even more special to be staying with the team that I race for, putting a deal together and going out there and doing this. it's a pretty big deal. It's pretty cool. I really think we have, a really good shot to, do pretty decent down there. We got a spike with a Speedway Toyota in it. So there's no excuses on equipment. I just got to do my job and make it happen. Paul Nienheiser drove the car last year, and he was leading the C main when a throttle linkage broke. So he made it pretty far on Saturday with it. So, hopefully we can do a little better. But I'm really excited. We got, all season long up at Oshweek, we pit next to Dan Nanico and Nitro 54 guys, and they're, we built a relationship and a friendship with them throughout the whole season. And I mentioned to him at the banquet that we were heading down there, and we were doing that, and he said, "Yeah, let's talk." So, we chatted a bit, and we put something together, and he's helping me out. So I'm pretty pumped to have some other local people, help back me and support me, and because it takes a lot. It takes a whole bunch of time, effort, money. It's not cheap to do any of these indoor races, even if it's the local stuff around here. And we didn't want to. What we don't want to do is take away from our TQ program and our indoor program here to go race the Chili Bowl. So it really helps out having Nitro 54 come on board and help us with the Chili Bowl deal. So the car's going to look a little different. It's going to be all Nitro 54'd out, and pretty excited about it.
That is exciting.
That.
Now, are you getting much technical support from Slam and Sammy?
Yeah, I am. I got a whole list of things that we've been texting back and forth, and he's giving me a lot of help. He's a pretty cool guy, so that really helps having somebody in your corner that's not only run well there, but has won a lot of races at the Chili Bowl. So he's helping us, and I'm really excited about that aspect of it, because you could be a great driver, but if you go down there not knowing anything about it, I mean, I've never been. The first time I'm going to see the place is when we go down there to race. So I have no idea what to expect. I mean, anything from parking to where to stay, it's all new to us. So it's going to be a really cool experience, and I'm really looking forward to it. But it's cool having Sammy be a part of it. Really looking forward to it.
Scott, when you look at these indoor races, there's such tight races, whether it be the Chili Bowl or at Allentown, there's barely room for two cars to be wide, to be too wide out there. How does that test your patience as a driver, and how do you also have to keep things in perspective when it does go wrong? Because it is good, you are going to get knocked around in these deals.
That's the funny thing about the indoor TQ racing is, I'll know more about the Chili Bowl once I go, but you got to be really aggressive, but you also have to be patient. You can't beat up on your equipment too early in the race. You got to build a battle bot, which Trey builds a phenomenal TQ midget. And, I've a couple of years ago in Atlantic City, throttle stuck. I went head on into the wall. They got the car back together for me. I ran it through the B main, got into the show, and a couple cars tangled in front of me. I hit them. I kind of went up into the grandstands and came back down on the track on my lid, slid across the racetrack. They flipped me back over. I thought it was junk. I started to get out, and they're like, "Your axle's bent like 2 inches back. That's all that we see." And I go, "That was bent before we even started the feature." So it's really. So I strapped back in and went into the pits, and Matt Farnham, he is him and Carl and Trey, those guys work their butts off, but Matt is the main pit guy as far as if we have to do pit stops or do anything like that. And I came in the pits, and Matt got the right front changed and back out before they went green. So it was pretty cool. I've never done a pit stop before. Came in, they lifted the car up, got the tire off, and got me back out. So that was pretty cool. And then after the race, I come in, and he's like, "Where's your name tag?" Because my name tag on the front, the visor was ripped off. He goes, "Where'd your name tag go?" I'm like, "When I flipped over, it ripped off." He goes, "You flipped over?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, I would have checked the car over more." He just sent me back out. He had no idea I even flipped over.
He was at the hot dog stand.
Let's talk about Matt Farnham too. You know, this kid come out of basically into our realm from nowhere. We didn't really know him. Obviously, you knew Matt, but about 2 years ago, he stepped up on the scene locally here in Southern Ontario and really started to light things up. We first got a glimpse of him with the Action Sprint Tour Crate Series race at Humberstone. Then he came out to Oshweekend, and then last year to finish second to you at the Nationals. He's had some fantastic big block runs. Kid's not just a crew guy; he's the real deal. What can you say about Matt?
Yeah, so I actually met Matt at when I was working at RPM Raceway. We did this live event where you could come race for prizes, and they kind of made it like an actual race where you'd show up and run heat race and stuff like that. And you could win. I don't think it was money, but there was prizes and stuff. And Matt and his crew guy Nick, they came. And racers are probably the worst people to deal with at a go-kart track. And he didn't make many friends that night, I think, and we kind of hit it off. And that was going to be my first year, I think, running indoors for Trey, and I really needed some help. So I got talking to them guys and just asked them if they wanted to come help me. And our first indoor trip, we all just hit it off, and we have a lot of fun when we go indoor racing. We don't even turn the radio on the whole time we're down there. We always say we should do a podcast or something because the shit we come up with it's a lot of fun because it's a lot of late nights. I mean, we get out of the track and everything's in Jersey, so we got a 4 or 5, sometimes 6 hour ride there and back, you're gone a lot. So we don't get done racing, go to the hotel, go to sleep. We pretty much load up and drive straight back.
What can you tell us about Matt? Is he going to be racing full time in the future, or what's the deal there, Scott? Is he going to be with us for the 360s weekly?
Yeah, so I think the plan's going to be he's definitely run the 360 a lot more. I think it depends on what he does with his modified. If he's going to run, if he's going to just focus on his big block stuff and come race with us on Friday nights, which is pretty cool. But you'll definitely see him in the 360, I think, a lot more. That's really up to him and Trey. But he'll definitely be we're trying to convert him. We're slowly converting him to a sprint car guy, getting him away from nothing against modifieds, but sprint cars are where it's at.
Has there been any talk from running the big block show when they come to Oshweekend July 6th?
Yeah, we were at breakfast Saturday morning, and I said, "Hey, do you see the big blocks are coming?" And he seemed pretty excited about it. So I think you'll see him definitely at the big block show.
Right on, Scott. Anything else you want to add or let the viewers know before you get ready to head off here tonight?
No, just got to thank Trey, for giving me the opportunity to run the 360 and do all the indoor stuff. Without him, I'd probably just be watching the live stream on Friday nights because I wouldn't be able to do it on my own, that's for sure. Carl here, he works on the cars all the time at the shop, keeps everything going, all our motor program. Matt, Nick, Buck, Brenton, obviously my wife Allison for putting up with me and dealing with me. Racing's definitely like another full-time job. So yeah, anybody that I've missed, there's so many people that make this happen. And like I said before, Nitro 54 and Dan Nanico for helping me make it to the Chili Bowl and help this happen. Fiberworks, Casey's Truck Salvage, Airport Collision, just all the guys that make it possible.
Well, thanks for being with us again, Scott. Anything you want to add, Adam, before Scott takes off?
No, man, just there's a lot of people going to be cheering for you from Western New York and Southern Ontario. So keep making us proud, and we'll keep enjoying watching you do your thing.
Thank you. I think my prelim night's going to be Thursday. At least that's what I heard. So we get to watch for a few nights and see what's going on. But yeah, hopefully I can make everybody at the Big O and Western New York proud.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Hey, one final thing. Has there been any talk of the Pinty's race from you guys? Because they do have late model experience over there.
Yeah, I haven't. Trey really hasn't said anything, but one of the guys that helps us out, his boss actually, I think, goes around to a lot of the I don't know if he works for the series or whatnot, but I talked to a couple people, and I would absolutely love to do it. I'll drive anything. So I've never drove a race car where you sit on the left side ever. I drove go-karts, micro sprints, TQ midgets, everything you sit in the center. Even dirt mods, I drove dirt mods. So I've never driven a race car where you sit on the left side. So I would absolutely love to do it. Hopefully we can make something happen.
All right, Scott. Thanks for being with us. Travel safe. We'll talk to you after, and bring us back
Merry
the trophy.
Christmas.
Thank you. You guys too.
That too. Thanks,
See
Scott.
ya.
You know, it's funny, Adam, how all the adversity started with us and Scott Kruder, and us. I mean, at the racetrack as officials, and man, he's a solid dude, and want to wish him all the best. That's for sure.
Well, the thing is, when drama happens, to my knowledge, Clinton, we have never manufactured drama. You know, we react to what happens on the track. You try to create a show. Sometimes the shit hits the fan, and it did. And Scott Kruder was at the center of the excitement. And you know, the track stood up for itself. Scott stood up for himself, and people on his side voiced their opinions. People on every side voiced their opinions, and lo and behold, when everyone speaks their opinion, but it comes from a fairly true place, life goes on, right? Like nobody took shots at anybody. And if they did, it was nothing that they couldn't say, oh, things got a little bit heated. Sorry about that. But that's what creates fans, right? That's where people would say, damn it, I'm on Scott Kruder's side. I'm going to cheer for him from now on. And then you have people that would say, you know, on Westbrook's position on something, but that's what creates fans. That's what creates that intense connection between the race fan and the racer.
I'm trying not to piss my pants laughing, because does your wife know that you're doing a national broadcast while she's ironing your parachutes, or does she just not give a shit behind you? Because I mean, I'm cool with it if Ange is in the shop, but maybe Scott Kruder's trying to take it seriously here. Do you even tell her you're doing a broadcast, or do you just think you're on a webinar?
I'm impressed that she hasn't dropped any F-bombs yet. She knows what I'm up to. She doesn't give a rat's ass, Clinton. Now, the fact is, I didn't even know, I didn't realize she knows what to do with an iron.
Shut up.
Like, I had no idea what she's doing back there.
She's going to show you what to do with it off the back of your head if you keep that up. So
our flight in 12 hours, we're going to be wheels up, buddy. We're heading south. We're on vacation, so we can take shots at each other. I don't know what she's ironing back there. It's definitely nothing of mine. It's a dress.
Okay. No comment. It's your moo-moo for the beach. Don't lie. All right. Let's get back to a couple things. I know I keep coming back to the Pinty's race because, yeah, it's a big deal. But some of the other comments that came up while we were talking about it, some of the stars, Adam. So Friesen's in. Some of the other stars, and you know me, I'm gonna tell you straight as it is. So here's where we are. I put the feelers out to Kyle Larson. We're waiting to hear back from him. Put the feelers out to Schrader. We're waiting to hear back from him. Christopher Bell and Rico did get back to us. They both said they would like to probably come race the 360s, but neither of them are really into the Pinty Series late models. And so that's cool. It's still going to be awesome to have them back racing 360s like they were last year if we could. But we're still waiting to hear back on Larson. He may do the same thing, come back and only race the 360s and not the Pinty's cars. But either way, it's still going to be a spectacle. We're going to have more and more guys getting in this deal. So we're super excited about that. Just while I take care of a bit of housekeeping here, want to thank Scott Kruder for being our Six Nations Bingo guest of the week. Six Nations Bingo, whether you're looking for a new experience or you're a bingo fanatic, Six Nations Bingo has been the preferred choice for players for over 20 years. It's easily accessible, just off Highway 54 between Brantford and Caledonia, Ontario, and they offer the largest and friendliest bingo hall in the region. Join them for many of their big events and holiday specials going on over the season, and where you can win even more cash prizes. Six Nations Bingo, 2585 Chiefswood Road in Ohsweken, Ontario, just north of Highway 54, about 1 mile or 2 kilometers north of the world-famous Ohsweken Speedway. All right, so that brings us next to our I've been hogging this show, Adam, a little bit. I put through the notes down. Anything you want to talk about that I'm missing as I'm just jumping from thing to thing here?
No, I don't think so. And I've enjoyed it because the last few weeks, Clinton, I've been really distracted with other projects. And so I'm thrilled. Like, you know as well as I do that you've had to carry all the weight for a couple of weeks here. So, no, do your thing.
It happens, man. And, that's why we're a good team. But let's also be truthful to the viewers. You even said to me yesterday, do we just take a break? What are we going to do? We don't have much. And here by 9 o'clock, I had so much to get through. And, hopefully you don't run out of topics, but I think we've got a lot to get through here on this show. It's time for the Burger Barn video of the week. The world-famous Burger Barn located in Six Nations, Ontario, destination for relaxed dining in a comfortable family atmosphere. Oh, man, there's nothing like Burger Barn in the wintertime. I got to tell you, it goes right to the guts. Their menu features traditional favorites served with the Burger Barn twist, complete with all the fixings. The Southern-style comfort food is sure to satisfy any appetite. It's available at reasonable prices, making Burger Barn the perfect place for any occasion. If you can't stop in, call ahead for takeout. And don't forget, they have gift cards available in denominations from $2 to $200, which is a perfect gift for anybody in your life or the one that's hard to shop for. Everybody likes Burger Barn. Adam, have you had a Burger Barn burger? I know you have, but the one thing that a lot of people don't realize, they shred the pickles. The pickles, you just get a slice of pickle. You get like shredded pickles. And I'm not a pickle guy, but man, my wife thinks I'm crazy. My wife knows it's good food at the Burger Barn because I'm so picky. To me, I pick the shit out of everything. Mostly I'll have cheeseburger and a bun. That's it. I eat the whole thing as it's put down. She said, "You didn't pick anything off of it?" No way. Deadly. So Burger Barn video of the week, Adam. Yeah. And
I don't even know what the.
I would never put mayo on a burger.
Listen, the way you eat is silly. I'm not trusting you on go with the fat guy when it comes to food. Clinton's right, it's great food, but I'm not taking eating advice from a skinny bastard.
Well, you're going to Mexico, so good luck with the food. All right, let's talk about our Burger Barn video of the week. Adam, very serious note, we lost Bill Simpson yesterday. An innovator. You were someone who sold fire suits for a while there with Leaf Racewear. You were kind of, the ambassador here on the short tracks. When we started our sort of dual airbags, this gig together, you made it very easy to get interviews with a lot of these guys because you had relationships with them through your dealings with Leaf. And I think that's how you got to meet a lot of people in this industry, aside from being a writer. But Leaf opened a lot of doors for you. And to lose a guy like Bill Simpson, let's face it, Adam, you and I would have to have a lot tougher stomachs to be announcers if it weren't for a guy like Bill Simpson, meaning we would see a lot more tragedy and a lot more deaths in the amount of racing we do in a year, and we'd have to lose a lot more friends than we do right now. So big kudos to a guy like Bill Simpson. Now, before we play a little video about him and talk about him some more, Adam, anything you want to say?
He was a pioneer in racing safety, but more than that, Clinton, and I don't know that much about Bill Simpson. He was a character. I mean, for everyone who has written or spoke about Bill Simpson and what he did, every single one of them also talks about what an interesting guy he was and how much fun he was to be around. So those people don't come along every day. So every race car driver does owe something to Bill Simpson, that's for sure. Just like you said, so do the people that go to the racetrack and love these race car drivers. But the fact was, he was also a real character.
Well, he believed in his product too. He was known for setting himself on fire, and that's what this video is. He'd put the suit on, he'd douse himself in fuel or gasoline, light himself up and sit there and burn for a while, and then take it off and say, that's how much I believe in my product. Spencer, run the video, and we'll look at this tribute to Bill Simpson. I'm not sure who conducted this interview, but it's worth taking a look at.
Well, here he is sitting in front of the Impact Garages, Bill Simpson. My favorite part of coming here in the 70s was when you'd set yourself on fire. When was the last year? That was to prove how your fire retardant uniforms would work. When was the last time you did that, Bill?
Last August.
Last August? You're still doing it?
Yeah.
And now, how long do you let it burn now?
I don't know, about 45 seconds or a
40.
minute.
Oh my gosh. Now I've read your book, and you were so instrumental in a lot of the safety procedures and drag racing, IndyCar racing, that kind of thing. What are some of the new things you're working on now to make drivers safer?
You don't have enough time.
What's one thing?
Well, I'm working on a really lot of things. We have a lot of new fabrics. a lot of new fibers. We have a lot of new resins. We have a lot of new everything coming down the pike. We're building a special shoe. We got a new restraint system that is compatible with a Hans device, way different than anybody else is doing right now. We're just a bunch of stuff, you know.
You're working all the time. You love it. I mean, obviously you could probably retire if you wanted to, but you obviously you don't want to.
I could have retired when I sold my own company, but I enjoy what I'm doing, and I haven't had any time off since the 24th of March.
That's from 10 years ago, Adam, 2009. Rest in peace, Mr. Simpson, and everything you did for us and our friends, and kept my family safe and yourself, Adam, for a long time. We appreciate what you did, and it's definitely a big loss to the racing world, not just oval track, but everywhere. Those demonstrations, I tried to find one. I couldn't find one in short order there of him setting himself on fire, but it was quite a wild situation there. So thoughts on that, Adam, before we move on?
No, again, any tribute to him is well deserved, and I'm glad that we showed that. And any of the pictures I saw of him setting himself ablaze were kind of grainy, so they don't really do it justice. I think that's the sort of thing you've got to witness to really sink in.
Okay, a couple things we want to go over. Back to Big Block race, July 6th at Ohsweken Speedway. We're hearing Dave Blaney could be in the mix. Matt Williamson obviously be there, and we'll work on getting Friesen in that deal as well.
Did you see Jim
said,
Lampman's comment?
Yes, and that brings me to my next video that we have. So Lampman says, you're never going to get through the metal detector with the iron stuck in your head. Let's play the next one because it actually is a metal detector. Adam, I don't know if you've seen this video. This is, I believe, Nassie at the Snowball Derby. Roll that other video if you have it, Spencer.
Incredible. Stephen Nassie out of Pinellas Park, Florida. That right there is an official checking for anything in his pockets, making sure that there's not any traction control or anything like that he held in his suit.
Now play that again, Spencer. Okay, so this is an official immediately in victory lane as he gets out of the car. Play it again, Spence, if you can.
Is that not Ricky Brooks?
I don't think that's Ricky Brooks with the metal detector.
No?
No, that's not Ricky Brooks. But still, before he can even shake crew with hands with his crew, before anybody can go near him, they can't interview him. They're checking him out with the metal detector. That's pretty wild. I caught that video. That came out the day after our last week's show about the Snowball Derby and all the controversy and the talk we had with Matt Weaver. I said, man, why couldn't we have had that? Thoughts on that, Adam? I love it. I told Kelly and Glenn, our tech guys at Ohsweken Speedway, make me your wish list because I want to have the best equipped tech barn in the land. So if there's anything out there you guys need, let us know. I never thought a metal detector for traction. Is that going to be my new procedure in Victory Lane at Ohsweken Speedway now? Sean and I, my camera guy, are going to have to pat them down, run through the metal detector.
The only time I saw you do something similar is when you threw Wayne Kahn out of Victory Lane because this crewman was sticking his hands where they didn't belong.
Maybe that's the video of next week's video of the week. Speaking of next week, we're actually off for the next 2 weeks, everybody. So thank you for joining us. We're not going anywhere. We've still got about 20 minutes left on tonight's show, but we will be off. It's Christmas Eve and then New Year's Eve the next 2 Tuesdays. So we're not going to be hanging around here. Although we could probably get a pretty good New Year's Eve party going online if we worked on it. But so go ahead.
I was going to say, I would think so. I'm always bored. I'm always bored on New Year's Eve. I think Angie's bartending this year. So, I just find it's the most overrated night of the year to go out. So I just stay in and binge watch something. It was Making a Murderer 2 years ago. Watched it all night long.
Want to send a shout out to Nitro Man, Kevin Miller, and everybody at the Glen Stars Racing Toy Drive. They collected enough parts and donations and money to make sure that 148 boys and girls are going to have better Christmases this year. And that is a big shout out to them to have them get that done. So almost 150 kids are better off because of the race fans here and the race teams that donated broken parts which is great, man. Instead of sending them to the scrap heap, we're turning them into teddy bears and toys, and that is super cool. So that's a good shout out to those guys. Good job, Kevin. That brings us to our Dale Jr. tweet. Adam, it was widely publicized across the land. Dale
Now,
Jr. put up this tweet.
Wait 1
ahead.
second. Wait 1 second. Keep it off the screen for now, Clinton. I want to talk about right and wrong. More specifically, I want to talk about when I am right and you are wrong. Even when you have the
Okay.
backing of everyone watching this show, there's very few people. Adam, you're right. Adam's right here. No, it's all Clinton. Everybody loves Clinton. Does something look familiar in this tweet that you're about to show, Clinton? Does this look familiar?
I don't know. I don't know where you're getting at. Oh,
Claim,
I guess.
claim
So read it.
rule.
Read it now.
If I owned a
I thought you were
track,
going to. It had to be done by 9 because you bitching me about
it
that
would
too.
be dirt. No, well, we know that. It would be dirt. It would only run street stocks with a claim rule. Claim rule. Pay $1,000 to win. We'd be done racing by 9 p.m. There'd be a honky-tonk bar just outside turn 4 that's open 24/7. Claim rule. How stupid did you say I was when I said claim rule? Fix racing.
I've never seen it work. Show me a claim rule that actually works and is actually used. Okay, so let me just say that. I'm not saying they don't work.
That's fair.
I'm saying
Clint,
that I've never
when do
seen
we
a claim rule keep a division clean because there's actively people claiming the division. I mean, I've raced in probably with
Clint,
my family
okay,
15 years we were in a division with the claim rule, and I never saw one engine claimed ever.
You know
And
as
there
well
was
as I
tons of cheating going on.
Number one, when have you ever liked an idea that other people do? We have never talked, oh, this is great. Everyone's doing this. Let's do it. No, we always want to do something that people aren't already doing.
Yes.
Number two, if you put up a claim rule at Ohsweken Speedway, tell me you would not be quietly encouraging someone to use it. If you put in a claim rule and you're the general manager of a track and everyone is still calling you on a Saturday morning after the races about this one's cheating, that one's cheating, you're going to say, look, do yourself a favor. We put this rule in place just for this reason. Please claim an engine. It's been the same with tech for years. How many times, protest someone, put your money where your mouth. You have to feed that beast and make it work, because once it works, it'll work. Remember when we started the races at 7:30, whether there were cars in line or not? Yep. 1 week there weren't there. 1 week people got burnt. After that, they were ready to go at 7:30 every week.
I'm just saying, I've never seen a claim rule ever be put to use. It tends to cause more hurt feelings between drivers. I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying.
No, stop. I just beat that argument. Don't come back.
Let me change the subject here. I thought we were going to talk about the other thing that I was wrong about, which is me getting paid before Christmas, because that ain't happening either.
And what was it? What do you owe me for that? Was it money or was it shame? I can't remember what the wager was.
It was $25, and it's going to be hard for me to pay you $25 when I still haven't been paid the money that's owed to me. But I told you months ago, I said, oh, no, I'm going to pay it. And you said, not before Christmas. And I looked at my watch today and said, shit, it's almost Christmas, and I'm going to add him $25 because I don't see that money coming down the pipe in the next 7 days. So
you know what,
did you
Clinton?
see I sent an email and CC'd you on it?
I'm going to make you a new deal, okay? I'm going to make you a new deal. I'm going to give you terms. So when you lose this bet 8 days from now, you owe me $25. I'm only going to charge you. I'm only going to charge you $5 a week interest. I bet you what you owe me will amount to $500 before you ever get paid. $5 a week.
Wait a minute. What am I paying you? A mob vig here? I pay you the $25 when I lose next week and it's over. I'm not. This doesn't rotate up through the ranks.
I'm just saying. Now, so my next bet is you're never getting paid.
I thought you were going to say double or nothing by Valentine's Day, which I might have bid on that.
No, I'll give you the $5 interest a week.
No, I'll just pay it off next week with the $25
All right.
that I didn't get paid. All right. So we have a couple more things to get through. So the Dale Jr. tweet, you twisted it into you being right, but let's talk about really what the intent of it was.
Now,
It caught the racing world by storm because I think it was what a lot of people wanted to hear. Spencer, can you put it back up on the screen so we can kind of analyze it bit by bit for a second?
so
here?
let's
So
talk about why you talk about the reasons you think he would write this tweet, and then I'll talk about the reasons I think.
I think it has all the things that we talk about. One class would be amazing if you could get a speedway to run one class with 80 or 100 plus teams. Pay 1,000 to win. That's doable. As a promoter, everything he's saying is something we could do. Be done racing by 9. The only thing we couldn't do at our weekend honky tonk bar outside turn 4, but we could work on those things. But I think he's right. Keep it simple. Keep it slim. Keep it fast. Pay him good. Get him out the door. You know what I mean? And good tech, I guess, is what he's saying with the claim rule.
Yeah. So what I think it boils down to is, for one, everyone can relate to a street stock. Everybody can see that car. Okay, that's a Camaro. That's a Monte Carlo. Sure, the kids are getting a little bit unfamiliar with it, but they're definitely unfamiliar with other forms of cars out there. Race for $1,000 to win. Why? Because nobody needs to race for $10,000. Either way, you're spending more money than you should for what you're racing for. So keep the purses at $1,000 to win. Nobody's going to go broke racing for it. If they do, they were probably going to go broke doing something anyhow. Keep the races done by 9 o'clock, because what is missing, what is lacking from racing right now is the social side of the sport. Some of the best one of the best eras in all of motorsports history was Oswego Speedway through the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. How many classes did they run at Oswego Speedway, Clinton?
One
class of car. That was the entire night of racing. And there were breaks. You'd be down at the bar, you'd have a beer, you'd chat with people. They get the show over, everyone goes to the pits, they have some beers, they chat with people. That's, I mean, the formula didn't change so much. The other thing with just one class, think about what we have at our racetrack over the years. Let's go through all the Kelly Hallett, Jim Swing, Dave Bailey, Dylan
Can I stop
Westbrook.
you there quickly?
Yeah.
Jim Cochran showed up at our mini stock meeting a couple weeks ago, and we had Steve Miller, Cochran, and Guyberson all sitting at one table, and we had to acknowledge the guys. But I had to stop because Cochran was a dominator back there. He's going on 90 now, but great guy.
That's awesome.
But you're right.
So you just take this year, your Dave Bailey, your Ryan Beagle, your Hot Shoes in every class, and put them into one class. I mean, we're spoiled at Oshweekon because every class has good competition, but take other racetracks that might run mini stock, super stock, late model, limited late model, mash all of their top guys into one class, and it'd be a feeding frenzy.
That was where it was before. You know, that's why racing was so good. And you know what? One of the debates I face a lot, Adam, as the promoter of Oshweekon, as it continues to grow, we could possibly or potentially have 60 crate cars show up each week. So people are saying maybe we need to now, split them into twin features. I'm against that. I think these guys knew the format they were buying into. They knew, there was no promise of if we get to so many, we're going to split it into. I still feel the best of the best are competing. And if you win a race or qualified Oshweekon Speedway, you did something big. And I think the crates are going to be that premier division where it is tough. And when you win something, no matter who you are, you're going to have bragging rights.
No, you're so true. You're absolutely right. And one person I want to give a big hats off to lately, Clinton, is John Carley with the Canadian Vintage Modifieds. He was recently elected as president. He was a president in years past, and it looks like he's put on a big membership drive. They're trying to get their numbers back up where they'd like to see them, and he has really done a nice job in a short period of time. It looks like that class could be fun to watch next year at Flamborough Speedway.
Yeah, he's done a good job of petitioning everybody to get those cars out of the garages, get the ones that need work, get them in the shops. Let's get them built. If you're not going to race them, sell them. let's keep it going. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Are
Aaron's
you
really
looking? Yeah, I just saw that. Are you looking at the comments? Has anyone said they like a claim rule?
No.
It's exactly why you should do it. Exactly what.
Okay,
If you put in
just-
rules that
just let me
racers
tell you why we
you've
don't need it.
screwed up the rules.
Our Thunderstocks across the province are probably as equal as they've been and as equal as other cars are anywhere. We put them in the bowls together, whether it be at Brighton, Humberstone, Merrittville. The right guys are still winning. They're still having neck-and-neck battles. It's amazing to see these guys go at it. And the other thing about the claim rule, Adam, is most of these guys, in fact, 99% of them, have the exact same 602 rule. We're not letting it get out of hand like the dirt guys have. We got new seal procedures coming in. They really keep an eye on these rules. So claim rule around here, maybe not. If we were open building, yes. But it's a bit different situation here. I just want to touch on a couple things.
Okay, wait a
follow
second.
That.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No.
Let's say I'm going to pick on Scott McPhail, okay? You're right about all the rules. Let's say next year Scott McPhail comes out and he wins by half a lap. Then he goes to Merrittville the next week and he wins by half a lap. Then he goes to Humberstone and he wins by a full lap. Comes back to us week and does it again. They can't catch anything in tech, Clint. He's passing with flying colors. A claim rule solves that problem because someone comes along and says, I want that engine for the price of a brand new crate motor. And Scott McPhail is going to say, sweet, I'd love a new engine. Here you go. Comes out the next week. So you're right. As long as everything is peachy keen, but if something comes along that happens and tech can't get, and there's always ways to get around it, but I'm saying you can't compare the way things have been for the last few years and say that's the way they're going to remain. Things are good. It's just one more piece of the puzzle, and we're not as corrupt up here. Dale Jr. has all of the racing world at his fingertips. You can see what's going on, and there's some horrible bullshit that goes on around North America with people twisting the rules and taking advantage. And you don't have to go that far to find it. You're right. We're very lucky where we are, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't be prepared for it.
Hey, Fran just put up a good comment, and I will agree. You know who needs a claim rule? Dirt Motorsports in that sportsman division, because their crates have gotten out of hand. So
100
I'll give it to you. I bow to you, Adam. You're right on this instance. Maybe not here, but I could see it going on down there.
So let's say we were in the Glenn Donnelly era, but they were running these crate motors. I would put $25,000 on the table and I would spread it out to different places. You're not going to lose that 25 grand. Maybe you just make some phone calls saying, look, this track, the winner's going to be claimed at these 5 tracks on a given night. Within 2-3 weeks, you've cleaned up all of the action in those divisions.
I can't disagree. Some other cool things going on around. We good with that? We good with the claim rule? We got about 6 minutes left.
John Lowenberg, I'm claiming your Ford just because I want one. No one is. Oh, I do have to mention something. The Ashwegan Outlaws have a big event coming up December 29th and 30th. It's a Sunday and Monday. King of the Wing event co-hosted by Rivalz Racing League, Ashwegan Outlaws. All Rivals and Outlaws, as well as possibly others, are invited. They're based on the Knoxville Nationals format. $10 donation to Make-A-Wish Foundation. They'll take the top up to 120. They'll take up to 120 entries. Races will be held at Lernerville. For more information, people can contact Cody Olson, Roger Craig, or Preston Cranmer.
Awesome. Want to talk, Rich Schwarzenberg does a great job here in the province, Adam, of promoting the mini stock division, and he's got all kinds of cool stuff going on. He's helped get some big money races together for them. Reached out to me yesterday and said we need to get some dirt guys together for the best appearing car, a social thing. So a lot like John Carley, Rich has done a good job. Run those pictures if you got them, Spencer. He had a bracket system last year, so this is last year's 2018 best appearing bracket, and they're going to work it out. You can also find them. It's Ontario Mini Stocks on Facebook. It's a group. Get in there. It's public and open. Check it out. Ontario Mini Stocks. And, they're going to have some brackets. They're going to have some fun. There's some great cars came out on the dirt side last night. on my message where guys were nominating others, and it's going to be a fun deal. So check that out for the mini stock guys out there. That is the Ontario Mini Stock Best Appearing Car Competition, and that'll be going at the Ontario Mini Stocks Facebook page. While I'm on topic of mini stocks, ODCC mini stocks. We have a conference call tomorrow with myself, Don Speaks from Merrittville, Dave Bittner, Humberstone, Mark Rinaldi from Brighton to discuss what's going to happen with the mini stocks and the trucks racing together. I know there's been some rumors, there's been talk, and potentially some ideas kicked around. So we're going to hash that out between the 4 tracks tomorrow, and hopefully have a full call on what's going on with the Duel on the Dirt and the ODCC beyond that. About 3 minutes left. Anything you want to talk about, Adam, before we move on?
Yeah, I want to know why a couple of people have messaged me now about having fun in Mexico in my ironed underwear. Why would I wear underwear in Mexico, Clinton? I mean, really?
I don't know. That's a gross thought, though, to leave us for Christmas with, though, I must say.
I put on a swimsuit and I keep it on all week long. That's how we roll.
He's not kidding.
Well, that's fair. Why would you need anything else when you're down there? Another topic that came up, Adam, Eastern States weekend returns to dirt. A big iconic race there, back in the dirt fold. As a purist and a long-time guy who likes the history, you got to be pleased with how that worked out to get them back together.
Yeah, I am for sure. I mean, certain things belong together, and really that event, the nice thing is that event could do with being a dirt show or without being a dirt show. I just think it's better being a dirt show. It just shows some solidarity and good for them. Good for everyone.
Dirt Seals just came in, or not Dirt Seals, but Crate Seals, I should say, just came in for the Crate Sprint cars. So I'll be delivering them to some of the engine shops tomorrow and down to Quebec. So we're excited about all the new Crate drivers that'll be coming out to join us. It's been a great year, Adam. You know, we've been doing this for a while now. Started out in the race season, carried it through. I got to send a shout out to all of our friends, family, all the viewers that are with us every week, and a lot of these are out there. Our numbers continue to grow. Our amazing producer, Spencer Mullen, who makes us look better than we should every week, whether it's here or on the live stream, who's also done a great job showing the world that a couple of doofuses and Spencer he can produce some amazing broadcasting. I'm super proud of everything we've done at Ush Weekend and here on our show. So thank you. And, of course, with the Rivalz Racing League, got to thank everybody who's joined us there, whether it be Cody, Roger and all his crew, the Ovens brothers. We're fortunate to have all these people around us, Adam, as we venture off. We're in a great spot here, and let's keep it positive as we go into the new year. We won't see everybody till 2020, but 2020, at least in our neck of the woods, is already gearing up to be massive.
Yeah, a lot of great things happening. Dustin DeBoer, the Mindwell session last Thursday went really, really well. We're doing it again Thursday, January 9th. Already got speakers lined up to want to come in and share, and it was a really, really rewarding night.
Yeah, I feel like an ass for not talking about that. We should let off the show with that.
No. It was
so
it was
for those
great.
who don't know, Adam, you know, you're basically out opening up in an open discussion group talking about anxiety, mental health, whatever's on your mind, and how you cope with it, in sort of a support group without being a support group. So I know lots of people came up to me and said they're proud of you for stepping out. It takes a lot of courage to do what you're doing, and you know, you could have been standing there talking about anxiety to yourself, which would have brought you even more anxiety. But I'm hearing you had a massive turnout, and a lot of people showed up to support your initiative, which is really cool.
Had a good crowd. People I knew, people I hadn't seen in a while, a few complete strangers. We had 24 people show up. I'm going to keep on doing it. Yeah, the feedback has been good. And like you say, standing in front of a crowd and speaking does not give me anxiety. In fact, I really enjoy it. The thought of standing up and having no one to speak to was freaking me the hell out. But people showed up. It was really good, and I can't wait to do it some more.
Thanks, everybody, for everything you do for us here in the racing world, whether you're a fan, supporter, participant, whatever it takes. We have a great thing going. Let's keep it strong going into 2020 and beyond. Adam, make sure you travel safe. Have a great time and a well-deserved vacation with the family in Mexico. I hope you get your balls burnt and deal with that. See you later.
Feliz Navidad, my friend. Don't open anything I send you with an attachment.
I won't. Peace out, everybody. Please travel safe. Don't forget, don't drink and drive. If you need a ride, we're all out there. You've got lots of friends out there. If you're depressed, reach out to us. And if you need somewhere to eat, express it. We'll feed you. You got lots of friends out there no matter who you are. Peace out.
10-4.
Thanks,
Merry
Spencer.
Christmas.